So hello everyone, my name is Shagufta Shireen and welcome to my channel Invitation to English. Okay, so in this video I'll not teach you anything, but I'll give you the question answers of all the units of chapter 1, that is standing up for yourself. The chapter is present in book 1, that is Invitation to English 1. And one more thing, that I have already explained this chapter in my previous videos, and if you want to watch them I will leave the link in the description box given below. Okay, starting from the question answers of unit 1. So question number 1, is the narrator a child or an adult narrating his childhood experiences? No, the narrator is not a child, but he is an adult narrating his childhood experience. Question number 2, does the narrator have happy experiences in his childhood? Why or why not? No, the narrator does not have any happy experiences in his childhood because he was deprived of the parental care and had to struggle for his life. Question number 3, what was his relationship with his father? The narrator did not have any relationship with his father. After the divorce, his father remarried and settled with new family at Kazakhstan. He did not have any communication with his father. Question number 4, how did his mother spend her time? The narrator's mother left her profession as a geologist and then she spent her time as a singer, giving musical entertainment at the front. So, question number 5, what does my education was left to the street mean here? The expression my education was left to the street means that there was no one to take care of the narrator's education. Here he learnt everything from the streets himself. Okay, question number 6. What were the two habits that remained with him all his life? The two habits that remained with the narrator all his life were 1. To be always ready for a fight for his protection, and 2. Not be afraid of anything or anyone. These are the two habits that remained with the narrator for all his life. Question number 7. What in your opinion was the best lesson that the street taught to the narrator? Okay. In my opinion, the best lesson that the street taught to the narrator was to overcome his fear for the stronger. Okay, so now we will discuss the question answers of unit 2. So question number 1. What made Red look older than he really was? Although Red was only 16 years old, he looked much older than his age because he was tall, healthy and had big and broad shoulders. Question number 2. How did he roam in the streets? Red roamed masterfully without carrying anybody up and down the street. He walked with wide legs, making side to side movements. So question number 3. How did he dress himself? Red always wore a cap, keeping it back to front, and his hair in the front fell out of the cap onto his forehead. Question number 4. Did he intentionally dress and walk in the manner described? Yes, Red intentionally dressed and walked in the manner described. Question number 5. Why did his lieutenants also wear their caps back to front? His lieutenants also wear their caps back to front in order to show their respect for their leader. Question number 6. What pet animal comes to your mind when you read the expression tripped at his heels? When we read the expression tripped at his heels, the pet animal dog comes to our mind because it follows its master as loyally as the lieutenants followed Red. Question number 7. What was his way of forcing money out of other boys? Red usually stopped any boy in the street and demanded money. His lieutenants took out all the money by force, and if anyone protested, then Red and his lieutenants beat him hard. Question number 8. How did he rule the street? Red was successful in creating fear for himself among others. Nobody dared to oppose him. Question number 9. Was the narrator afraid of Red? Quote the sentence from the text in support of your answer. Yes, the narrator was very much afraid of Red. The line, everyone was afraid of Red, So was I refers this. Okay, so now we will discuss the question answers of Unit 3. So question number 1. What was the first thing the narrator did to overcome his fear of red? In order to overcome his fear of red, the narrator wrote a poem criticizing red and published it for others. Question number 2. How did the people in the street respond to the poem? All the people in the street showed great joy and excitement to read the poem. They were thrilled by poem's sarcasm. Question number 3. Explain the expression triumphant heart red. Okay, here the expression triumphant hearted means that all the people dislike red. They rejoiced reading the poem and they felt it was a victory over red. Question number 4. How did red sneer the narrator? Red at first stared at the narrator and sneered the narrator, saying that he was a great poet and asked if they rhymed. Question number 5. What was the result of his first encounter with red? In his first encounter with red, the narrator got badly injured as he was struck on his head by red's knuckle duster. Question number 6. This was my first remuneration as a poet. Was the narrator happy with his reward as a poet? This was my first remuneration as a poet. The narrator was not at all happy with his reward as he got badly injured. Remuneration means reward. So the answer is the narrator was not at all happy with his reward as he got badly injured. Question number 7. What was the more difficult situation for the narrator, to be injured by red or to overcome his fear of red when he saw red after his injury? It was more difficult situation for the narrator to overcome his fear of red when he saw red after his injury than to be injured by red. Question number 8. What was the result of his second encounter with red? In the second encounter, the narrator could not dare to go in front of red and ran away. He felt ashamed for his cowardice. Okay, so here we will discuss the question answers of Unit 4. So question number 1. How did the narrator train himself to grow stronger? In order to be stronger, the narrator trained himself with parallel bars, weights that made his muscles stronger and bigger. Then he also practiced a Japanese method of wrestling named Jiu-Jitsu. Question number 2. How did he get a textbook on Jiu-Jitsu? In order to get a textbook on Jiu-Jitsu, the narrator exchanged his ration card for 1 week to meet the cost. Okay, so question number 3. How long did he train himself before the final encounter with red? Before the final encounter with red, the narrator trained himself for 3 weeks. He practiced the techniques of Jiu-Jitsu at home with 2 other boys. Question number 4. Where did the final encounter take place? What was Red doing then? The final encounter took place in the community yard where the narrator lived. Red was busy in playing Wing et Un with his friends sitting on the lawn. Wing et Un is a card game. Question number 5. How did the narrator attack Red? The narrator with all his courage went to Red and then he kicked and scattered all the cards that Red was playing with. So question number 6. How did Red react to the narrator's attack? Red was surprised by the narrator's sudden attack. He prepared himself to counter attack the narrator. Question number 7. How did the narrator tackle Red? The narrator tackled Red with the techniques of Jiu-Jitsu. He came forward and gave Red a hard blow which made Red roll on the ground. Question number 8. How did Red suffer at the hands of the narrator? Red suffered a lot at the hands of the narrator. He could not defeat him anyway more and had to stop ruling the street. Question number 9. What lesson did the narrator learn during his encounter with a bully like Red? The important lesson that the narrator learned during his encounter with Red was that the weak should not fear the strong, rather the weak should find the way to beat the stronger. Question number 10. What career did the narrator prepare himself for? The narrator prepared himself to be a poet in future. Question number 11. Which of these do you think is true? Courage means not having fear at all, or courage means conquering fear? Justify your answer. In my view, courage means conquering fear because everyone has fear deep in them. So here we completed our question answers of chapter 1, standing up for yourself, and I hope this will help you. And please don't forget to share this video with your friends and do subscribe to my channel. So bye everyone, keep learning.